Jackson Radio Show.
I read this article in the LA Times that said LeBron James should stay in Cleveland for the sake of the children. It really said that. It said LeBron should stay in Cleveland for the sake of the children. I was like, if children in Cleveland aren't used to men walking out on them after 7 years, then really who is really? Does that mean? No, I can say that because my father stuck around. So, he stuck around. My dad stuck around even though he had his doubts. Like, he had his doubts over whether or not he was my real father. But that didn't stop us from being a family. My mom just made me write a question mark on all the Father's Day cards I gave him. So for the first 10 years of my life, he got a card that said, Happy Father's Day? Was that? It was adorable, is what that was. So, who would walk out on that? Nobody.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. So Denzel Washington has got a new movie coming out. It's called Roman J. Israel Esquire. And I'm dying to see it. I really am. I'm dying to see this film. I haven't been this excited about a film except my own. bleedingbluemovie.com is where you can see the trailer for that. It's going to be coming out after the first. Well, we're going to release it around late March, early April. So check it out. We've given ourselves plenty of time to get this thing done. So anyway, so he's got this film coming out, and he's a defense attorney. And he was doing an interview with the Griot for an advanced screening of the film in New York. And Denzel Washington said, positive change in the black community begins in the home. And he said this is a quote. If the father is not in the home, the boy will find a father in the streets. I saw it in my generation and every generation before me and everyone since. If the streets raise you, then the judge becomes your mother and prison becomes your home, he added. Now, he got pressed, on give us some more, tell us more. Please impart some more knowledge on us, Denzel. And he says, it starts with how you raise your children. If a young man doesn't have a father figure, he'll go find a father figure. And then he said the controversial part. So, I can't blame the system. It's unfortunate we make such easy work for them. Now, the stat that's quoted all the time is 72% of young black children do not have a father in the home. Maybe that's not technically correct because I think it is being raised by a single parent. But of course, the majority of those single parents are mothers. So they don't have one of their people in the home, whether it's the mother or the father. Now, I got asked to talk about this topic. And it was funny because I said, what's there to talk about? You know what it is? I find it interesting that America has an appetite for what I call black truth. And what it is, it's people saying, Kevin, please say something that I can't say. I feel like I can't say. Right now, Denzel Washington is being looked at as a sage because he said the obvious. Seriously? We're all glad he said it because he's a big star. But even Denzel says when you're asking him about what he does for a living, he's like, don't get it twisted. I play other people. We make movies. I'm not curing cancer. What do you think this man is? Look, I'm not diminishing him at all. He said exactly what, being honest, I get on the radio every day. I write stuff. I'm on TV. And people ask me questions and I go, well, boom, here's the common sense answer. And I think and people are, oh, wow, Kevin, he's amazing. He's so deep. He's this and that. Look, am I a bright guy? Absolutely. I'm not going to take anything away from myself in that regard. But am I saying, if I were to say, oh my gosh, Kevin said, but the thing about the fathers, that you need a father in the home. Far too many black people are not being fathers. And God forbid or don't have fathers. And God forbid I say it's a responsibility of black men to raise their children. Oh, look at that Uncle Tom. That step and fetch it, too little white man. Okay. You know why I'm laughing? I'm laughing at how silly that sounds. That somebody would accuse me of being an Uncle Tom, a tool of the white man, not down for the race, when I say, your kids need fathers. So, because black leftists take it personally. What you trying to say, man? I'm trying to say the statistics are you didn't have your daddy. I didn't have mine. I had surrogate fathers. I had people that stepped up. My grandfather, he raised me when my father was in prison. And even when my father got out, well, that was not really true because he was in prison when I was with my stepdad, who married my mom before she died. He was willing to raise me. So I had surrogate fathers, but I didn't have my father. And by the way, surrogate fathers are amazing men. Stepdaddies, I applaud you. And I know that sometimes you can have 2, 3 stepdaddies. But if they're good, I applaud them. But I'll tell you this, no matter whose stepchild it is, you cannot replace the father in that child's heart. Not right away. That child has a longing in their DNA for the person that they share that with. Now you can replace it eventually, because what happens is we finally get sick of him. We're like, oh man, he's a deadbeat. I'm done with that fool. That's what happened to me. But this is crazy that you say something that's so obvious and people want to attack you for it. Hey, here's something I'd say to black leftists. Don't take it so personal. In China, the kids that go to prison are the ones that don't have daddies too. They just tend to have their dads. Therefore, they have a lot less crime. Also, they have a society that respects family. So they have a lot less crime. In Japan, the people occupying the prisons are not black people without daddies. They're Japanese kids that have the same problem. They grow up poor without a father, for whatever reason. But they have a lot fewer people in their prisons for that reason, because they care about family. And I could go on. All cultures who have prisons, those prisons are filled with men who did not have a positive role model in their father. Filled with them. But black people, yeah, you all over here talking about this stuff, man. A lack of a father is a good predictability of incarceration. If you have a bad father, it is a good predictability of incarceration. You have to do a lot to change negative impact of daddies in your community. I'm talking about if they're bad. Now let's look at the bigger picture. What creates this? Leftism and feminism. And it's really one and the same, because leftism encompasses so many isms that you want no part of. Leftism incorporates racism. It incorporates sexism. It incorporates feminism and a lot of other things that are spin-offs of those. Bad fathers are generally on the left. They're the ones molesting their kids. They're the ones degrading their kids. They're the ones beating their kids. They beat their wife. You name it. They're the reason. Not saying that it doesn't happen on the right. I'm just telling you where I know it happens in massive amounts. They're the ones who would leave their kids. And it isn't like you can't get along with the mate, and so you get a divorce and move on, but you still stay active in your children's lives. It's not like that at all. So, look, that's the problem. You look at these feminists who convinced black women they didn't need men, and as the Denzel Washington said, if the streets raise you, the judge becomes your mother and the prison becomes your home. Raise your children. They're going to look for father figures. They'll also, just so we're clear, they'll look for mother figures as well. But it's feminism. It's leftism. Leftism has corralled black people into this way of thinking. It's corralled them into a lifestyle that even they don't want. And the leftists don't want to tell you this. The average black kid that's sitting in the ghetto, getting out there looking at his life, he's like, man, I can't wait to get out of here. I want to be gone from here. I wish I had a way out. And they look for any way to get out. But they glamorize, oh man, you don't want to be in the hood, Kev. No, I don't. I'll admit it. I want no part of it. Short break.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.